How are you doing, my good people? My name is Samuel Getembe. I've been here with you, taking through you from the various episodes. And today I have a very interesting video. I want to talk about why most people retire so broke. Of course, I know that is a lot of information most of you people wish to know. Everybody at one point is going to grow and become old. But the question is, why do most people retire broke? Did they misuse the money? Did they okay, they are not employed? What is it happening? But if you find these videos interesting, proceed to make a subscription because you'll be part and parcel for this community. So today episode is about why most people retire broke. You see, at one given point, you might start maybe working, as I was giving a timeline last week. You can be able to work like maybe from 1 year to around, from 25 years. From 25 years maybe to around 55 years. That is the time when you have already energy, you have the capacity, you have everything to work around. But now after 65, to talk about 50, 65 years, already you're going to retire. You'll get that most of the people retire being broke. They don't have money, they did not save anything. You get that it's now stressful after stress. Because I'm a financial coach, you are meant to have been taking time with my experience in more than 8 years now, currently in corporate. I can be able to give you at least what you expect and what can be able to make you to go broke, because I don't want you people to go broke. This is a generation that you're raising, that people can access information, can be able to know what is happening, can be able to get of how they can be able to plan themselves. In where I come from in Kenya, they talk about kujipanga mapema. So what does it mean? Kujipanga mapema means you plan everything earlier at the life stage. You remember last time, actually I had that slogan I was telling you last time. If you can ever get an opportunity, especially if you start working somewhere, remember to have what we call a saving plan somewhere. I'll come and talk it actually later on, because it is going to save you to make sure that by the time you're already retiring, you already be having something. So today, number one about why most people retire broke is about death. And I'll talk about bad debt. There's a debt that is good and there's debt that is bad. So you'll get that you were working, you took maybe something like a mortgage. You have not finished to pay. So you are already 55 years, you are still paying for mortgage. And actually I've been advising people, never take a mortgage that you cannot be able to pay. Never take, thou shalt not actually take a mortgage that you cannot be able to pay. The reason I'm insisting so is because, you see, if you take a mortgage that you cannot be able to pay, it's going to accrue the debts, maybe with the bank, will be a lot of interest and so on. So if you can afford actually, to be honest, if you need a house of like around 4.5 million, especially like a 3-bedroom house, in Nairobi, or talk about maximum 10 million shillings mortgage, you can even repay it. So by the time you're getting to retire, you're already clear to pay it maybe after working for around 20 years. That is enough. So if you're going almost to retire, don't take mortgages. That is one. Two, don't take loans from banks, maybe to facilitate some other things. Okay, if you're good in business, I advise it. You can buy a loan, you can get a loan, build a not even building a home, building maybe a restaurant, maybe building school, something like that. You can be able to be getting an income. That is okay. But not about bad debts. Those are the ones that accrue because they are maybe mismanaged. Okay, some took loans that were so much high that could not be able to facilitate you to get your code at returning back. Because I've been telling people, what makes a person to go behind is actually loans, especially debts. Debts can stress you. Oh my goodness. Death can be able to stress you. It gives you a peace of mind. You cannot even concentrate to work and so on. So you will get people retiring, paying debts which are non-existent, which they can't even calculate how they were, and then you can get most of them are dying broke without what they call a proper management of these debts. So debts can be able to bring you to a distress. So how to avoid it? Most of cases, avoid this distress by the time you retire, for you to make sure that you're not going to broke. Number two, I'm talking about a longer lifespan. Okay, you understand, I know each and every person knows, approximate lifespan of a person maybe is around 80 years to 80 years, 90 years to 100 years. So you can imagine you have been working. We said you're working from 25 years to 65 years, right? Or 55, 65, depending on the kind of a career. Okay, for the people in medicine, some people working around to 70 years. Some people in a law firm can work up to 75 years and so on. Because you see, the more they say, the more they get into the bars, the more they get to corridors, the more to get to the legal justice and systems and so on. So by 75 years, they are still increasing in their knowledge. You get my point? So the longer lifespan of a person can also be a contributing factor for this person to be broke. Maybe he had saved like 1 million. So by the time is already getting old, talk about 65 years, so you can use the 1 million maybe to do a base or something like that. Maybe within 3 to 5 years, the already credit is already finished the 1 million. What does it happen now? This happen now for the rest of the years is not going to have anything. What you call as an income. That is why actually I could wish to raise a generation. I have been to speaking to people, I've been talking to people, I've been trying to tell them by the time you get to retirement, by the time you're starting to get old, get something, even if you'll be getting an income of 1,000 shillings per day, even per month, still can be able to push you somewhere. Yes, even if you get a talk about $100 per month, as long as you're just getting old, maybe you're an old mzee, you're staying in the village and so on, maybe kukaa somewhere, maybe a mother, also anybody else, it can be able to inspire you to have what you call a career generation of the people that are trying to raise seeing of what you have done before. So the longer lifespan of a person can also contribute for what you call someone to becoming broke. Yes, I mean it and I say so because the more you stay, the more you're going to expense on bills and so on. Actually, another thing is about medical cost. I talk about medical cost. I talk about what you call, you see, when you get this kind of a person, you see here, medical cost. The more the person gets older, the more is like what you call the illness is becoming better. Sorry, not better, becoming more. You see, there's some diseases that become uncertainty that come also with aging. Something like diabetes, something like high blood pressure, and so on and so on. You get my point. So, and you get in most cases, the older the person, the more likely they are prone to diseases. Very true. Immunization sometimes goes down because of what they eat and so on and so on. Lack of exercise and many other factors can be able to contribute to. So you'll be most of the time either staying in the house, in the hospitals and so on. You will get now the longer the person stays there, okay, this one and this one comes together. The medical expenses and the medical costs become also a contributing factor to what we call someone for being broke. Yes, because someone can be able to ask you, so how can I be able to afford this? It's just to make sure that you have what you call a medical cover. Yes, make sure you take a medical cover. And actually, for those people who have done insurance, because I've been teaching also the class of insurance fraud, yeah? For those people who are in a medical, actually for those people who are in a for those working in insurance, someone that is already 60 years and above, actually even getting the cover is also a little bit higher premiums. You pay actually higher premiums than a younger person because of what you call, the higher the population, the age, and also the one becomes older, the more they are prone to diseases and so on. So they can also make what you call the premiums to be go very high. Okay, you cannot compare the premiums like to also amount of money you can spend in an hospital, because what I can assure you is that people spend actually a lot of money in paying medical bills. They spend a lot of money, which I could not wish you also as a person, my listener that listens to me from time to time, also to get prone on the same thing. I hope you're getting my point. Another thing is about insufficient saving. You will get what you call insufficient saving. Yeah? The same thing I've been telling you, this 50, 30, 20 rule. Sawa sawa. So make sure that you spend where maybe we're getting an income after deducting everything, you always have what you call a saving of 20% of what you earn. So if you're earning at least 10,000 shillings or 100,000 shillings, so 20% of that amount of money, you can be able to be saving from time to time. So this means if you are able to retire and being broke, in most cases, the rule of 50-30 was not done well. Okay, forget about even the rule that 50-30-20. You'll not be able to what you call save it earlier enough. Remember, you should be having children to take to school. You'll be able to having grandchildren to take care of. You'll be having a lot of people, medical covers and everything. That's how I was telling you. If it's death, take what you call a manageable debt to make sure that you're not getting to what you call getting broke. Number two, if it's about lifespan, okay, lifespan you cannot be able to control it because that is according to God's will and purpose for us to save this world. Medical cover can be maintained by what you call getting a medical cover from an insurance company, from hospitals, and so on. There's not much okay. Another thing actually here is about inflation. Guys, my good people, inflation can also cost you to make sure that what you call you get retired, because you see, if you had saved money, maybe this is 2024, but 2030, every time inflation has been going on, when inflations go on, the prices go on, prices of products, goods, commodities, and everything change on. So meaning there are 1,000 shillings that you could have spent today to buy a product. You are able to spend maybe 3,000 shillings to buy that product. What does it mean? The inflation has gone high. You will spend a lot of money to work on this, to get assets, everything that you need, and so on. Number three is the last one is about not saving in a right way. And that's what I actually mentioned here. You see, you get the point here that if you don't save it earlier and better, it's going to be so much a crisis for you. As I always tell you, learning has never stopped, but what stops is the person is only you stops to learn. So make sure at least each and every day it has to be in your mind. One, I have to make sure that I don't have debts. I have to make sure like everything, medical covers and everything. And by doing so, you're going to become a champion. You will retire in a good way. You're not having stress. You will be successful. Your business will be doing good, and your grandchildren will be there to celebrate you and say, indeed, our grandfathers and mothers, they did a good work when they were alive. So thank you very much for this episode. Let's meet in our next episode.